Miranda is a living legend to me. She's one of my friends, but she's a Hall of Famer in every way. Hi, I'm Nicolle Galyon, and today I'm talking about Automatic by Miranda Lambert because I wrote that. I wrote Automatic with NATALIE, HEMBY, and Miranda Lambert. What I remember the most is that I was nursing. I remember being absolutely terrified because I was so tired, and it was like my first write after having my daughter, and I had my Medela breast pump, and it's like a backpack over my shoulders. So that's how it started. We threw out some titles, and I had the title Automatic, but it was going to be a love song. It was like nothing about our love came automatic. And then fast forward to the day we wrote, and just like having girl talk, we weren't even talking through ideas. Miranda started talking about how back in the day, Patti Loveless told her one time that artists in the 90s had to carry bags of quarters in their tour bus because if they needed to do interviews, they would pull the bus over and do it from a payphone because this is before cell phones. That's where the first line of quarter in a payphone came from, because when we started talking about that, it was like, well, we actually have this idea called Automatic, and the whole idea pivoted and took on this new meaning of, wow, like the things we take for granted, right? I think one of the cool things about all the lines in that song is we each, me, NATALIE, and Miranda, each had our own take on how that line affected us, you know? Like when we got to the 3 on the tree line, we all told stories about, oh yeah, you know, my best friend Brenna growing up had this little Honda and it was stick shift, and that was how I learned, you know, and NATALIE had a story, Miranda had a story. I learned to drive that 55 just like a queen, 3 on a tree. So as specific as the lines were, they strangely felt universal too. There was some crying in my kitchen when I heard it. I knew that my life was forever changed. I was like, this is something that matters and is gonna change things for me. And NATALIE and Miranda had quite a bit of success together before. They wrote White Liar and several other big songs for Miranda, but for me, that is, at the time, that was a bucket list cut, let alone a song that I felt like every line I had a personal connection to. It was beyond special. I think they debuted the song on one of the radio stations or something, and it was early, like on the morning drive at like 6 or something, and by the time I had woken up, which had to have been early because I had a newborn, I turned my phone over and it was just like, those are the days that you fear that you would have missed had you given up. To think that maybe there were days along the way that I even like flirted with the idea of quitting, it's kind of scary. It makes me just want to look at every young writer and be like, all I know to tell you is to just keep writing. Stay the path.